Hey, 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 it's Tuesday tea time with Dorina. We are on time tonight, getting used to doing Tuesday tea time at 7 since we recently changed the time. So, anyway, I want to welcome all those first time viewers and those that will be watching the replay. Welcome to Tuesday Tea Time. We are um, presented from Women of Wisdom, Inc., which is a nonprofit organization here to empower teen girls and women with practical wisdom and confidence. We are here to bridge that generational gap between the younger and the older ladies because we need one another and we need to be passing on that vital knowledge that used to be passed on in yesteryears, with the mothers and the daughters pass down their experiences and their wisdom to their daughters. And so once they started having to work outside the home, we started depending on the school system, and that's not their job. So we are here as a educational mentoring nonprofit. So designed for you, okay? There's a lot in that I could unpack, so you would know, oh my goodness, that our assignment is you. Okay. Well, I usually like to share with you my tea that I'm having tonight. And I am doing French vanilla chai. My favorite really is spice chai. You know, the spicier, the better with chai. But this is French vanilla chai, and I still like that. So I have a different cup tonight, which was given to me for my birthday as well. And it's got the little plate to go with it. I like all that kind of stuff. But most people that really know me, I grew up as a tomboy, and I was telling somebody that lately, and they was like, really? Because, you probably look and you think, a tomboy, really? But yes, I love climbing trees and playing football. And right? And today I do not care about watching football. But basketball, I was over heels on basketball. And Lakers was my favorite team. And you talking about somebody that, let me tell you, my daughter knows she was in basketball, and actually she was going to go to college for it. And when she used to play on the outside team, outside of the school, oh my goodness, okay, the mama was her personal coach. I was running up and down the court, coaching her. Oh my goodness, if you could have saw me back then, I'm like, oh my goodness. I was head over heels for some basketball. So I have calmed down some since then, but anyway, tea time. This is good. I did put a little creamer in mine today. Well, milk, and I had to use sugar. Now my son has like a bee farm or whatever you want to call it. He has a hobby with bees, and so I've been getting my honey from him, and I ran out of honey, and I'm like, I need my honey. So I got sugar this time. Mace is sweet, but the honey is definitely better. All right. So I don't know if you had a chance to check out our topic tonight. Here we go, Tuesday tea time. But our topic, our wisdom topic tonight is your assignment in life, okay? And you know, oh my goodness, I embrace your assignment in life. That's what we're talking about. And I just really went through a thing, my own self, with embracing my own assignment. And because I have like, I don't know, I guess you'd call it two assignments or whatever, but I run the Women of Wisdom. Uh, so, and I co-pastor with my husband. And so that was the part that I really struggle with. And it just took me a long time to really embrace that call because, there was a lot of traditions and a lot of my own self beliefs that I had to change. So it's important that we, you know, embrace our assignment because we're made for that, and there's something that I put up here. Oh, struggling with our assignment. Man, you talking about struggling with their assignment. Actually, let me be honest with you. I actually struggle with both of my assignments. And, sometimes, you know, we think that we're not fit for the assignment. We feel inadequate and, just stepping out into something that we've never done before. I just wanted to pass that assignment on to somebody else that I felt was more qualified because we have to get past our own idiosyncrasies, and we got to get past our own uh, lack of self esteem and confidence and things like that. And so I had to go through those changes my own self. And really, to be honest with you, that's what I actually really went through, a metamorphosis. And it took me 8 years to go through what I went through. Now, I'm not saying that, in order for you to embrace your assignment, you got to go through all the years that I went through, because even after I went through the 8 years, I still had trouble embracing, the assignment, and really the assignment is just, what we do. Okay. Okay. So it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. That's E.E. Cumming. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. And I was thinking about this because, I don't know, I've heard this, I've said this myself, and I've heard other people say this. And, once you get like past your 20s or something like that, or, you know, adolescent, whatever you want to call it, you kind of think to yourself, man, I don't really want to have to grow up. You kind of realize that, when you were dependent, it was a lot easier in life. And it's so funny how life is because, when we're young, we want to hurry up and grow up. And then when we do grow up, we kind of wish that we didn't have to. You know what I mean? So, so life is kind of funny like that. But it takes courage to really grow up. And that's the reason why some people haven't grown up yet, because it does take courage. And whatever fear, we're dealing with. And sometimes it's, I've said this before, that it has a lot to do with our environment, how we grew up, who we grew up around, the things that were said to us, and what we embraced, and those things can hinder us from growing up and stepping out in that courage. And if you feel like you can't accomplish anything, then you won't accomplish anything. And it's based off of your own thinking. So let's put this one up here. Our assignment is what we do. Excuse me. Our assignment is what we are called to do. And once we discover it, it will emit a steady radiance of life from the inside out. Is called fulfillment. Okay. So once you discover your assignment, the next thing to do is to embrace the assignment. Because let me tell you, once you step into it, oh my goodness, uh yeah, there's going to be challenges, but there is a fulfillment inside that you experience that you cannot experience any other way. And so it's important that we know our assignment, and it's important that we embrace our assignment. And that is easier said than done. So what I'm talking about is, yes, we do have to grow up, and we do have to have the courage to step out and be all that we can. And it takes changing our thinking. You Oh my goodness, you have to keep your thinking under surveillance, because those old thoughts of of feeling inadequate, those old thoughts that taunt you and haunt you from your childhood, what people said to you, what your parents or siblings have said to you, they will try to creep up. But if you keep them up under surveillance and watch for those things, you can bury them, send them back. And, what comes to my mind is put it in a coffin and nail it shut. And don't allow yourselves to think about inadequacies that will hinder your growth, your courage to step out and do anything in life. And oh my goodness, that feeling from the inside out, it radiates when you step out and do your assignment. And I've said this before, we need you. We need you to fulfill your assignment, because, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but there's things that people are waiting on you. I heard this said, on the other side of your obedience, there are people that are waiting on you. On the other side of your selflessness, there are people that are waiting on you. And no matter what someone says, what you do does matter. And how you live life does affect everybody else. Come on now. I had one of my boards was talking about customer service, and everybody likes good customer service. I mean, I will go out of my way to get some good customer service. But now everybody, ever since the pandemic, people are uh frustrated and skimmish, and you know it's like people are just absolutely losing their mind. And that's the absolute truth. And no one can't seem to find their peace of mind. And, people are just like scattered all over the place, not knowing what to do. And so, customer service, people we everybody wants to be treated right. Everybody wants to, you know, experience kindness over rudeness, you know. And so um I've lost my train of thought. Somebody done text me and got my mind thinking on that text. That's why you gotta learn how to laugh about stuff, because you know what? Stuff happens all the time. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, because we're talking about, let's put that up there, embracing your assignment in life. It can be a challenge. It can be a challenge, embracing that. And, you know, there's no way you can do life without people. And even your assignment affects people. And, how you carry yourself and the customer service, you know, we all affect one another in some kind of way. We all have to have contact with one another. So, you know, when anytime you're dealing with people, there's always going to be a challenge, but how much more when it comes to embracing your assignment when you have to deal with yourself, especially if you're the type of person that is more critical on yourself than anything else. Now, I I have to raise my hand on that one because I am guilty of that one. And if anybody could criticize me, I can criticize me. So I'm criticizing me. Other people are criticizing me. That is not helping. And so I had to really have a overhaul, so to speak, in my thinking and get my thinking right and start telling myself that I was capable of doing my assignment. And the more that I told myself that, the more that I built my confidence up in doing it. And get around some people that can see the potential in your life. And so because, my husband, he was really on me, about perfecting my life, and I really appreciate it, but it was hard for me to accept a lot of the things that he was saying, because I had to learn how to accept constructive criticism. Because see, criticism is I mean, it's still criticism, but you got to know the difference between constructive criticism and just plain criticism that's just trying to put you down. And it has a lot to do with knowing that people have your back, and everybody doesn't have your back or have our back. And so that leads to the importance of us being able to encourage ourselves. And how much more should we have our own back? Come on. How much more should we be saying to ourselves that, we can do what needs to be done? It is our assignment. We have been created for this very purpose. And so your assignment could be a school teacher, it could be a truck driver, it could be a artist, it could be grocery store owner, nonprofit owner, entrepreneur, whatever your assignment is, bring yourself to that encouragement that you can grow up and accept your assignment. Embrace your assignment, because there is fulfillment in the assignment. And when you are not doing what you are assigned to do, then you lack the satisfaction. You're not satisfied. You always feel like you're out of place, or disappointed, and things of the negative nature. Is easy to walk down that road when you're not fulfilling your assignment. So I want to encourage you to find out what your assignment is. There's a lot of ways you can do that. You can ask people, what do they see in you? What do you enjoy doing a lot that just gives you uh, joy and peace when you're doing it? And those things have a lot to do with your assignment. And so I'm talking about, what you are created to do. I'm not talking about just filling a spot because it needs to be filled. I'm talking about your assignment in life. And we all have an assignment in life. And once you attach yourself to that assignment and embrace it, then you are doing life, let me tell you, okay? Because I went a roundabout trying to accept my assignment. It was just so difficult for me because of how I grew up. And it wasn't so much that I didn't have the encouragement. I didn't have the push. Nobody ever really pushed me to really be anything. I remember, I've always motivated myself in school, and I was on the honor roll and all this kind of stuff, but it wasn't because somebody, told me, yeah, you should, do this, and they would watch over and make sure I was getting my assignments done and all this kind of stuff. I just motivated myself, and I believe it's because, I wanted more out of life. And that makes a difference when you want more out of life. And yeah, the challenges are more intense, but the rewards are great. And it's greater than the intense that you went through. Because that thing, whatever you going through, whatever you went through, that thing trained you for your assignment. And so when I look back at what I was doing in my earlier years, in my 20s, and I've always did administration type of work, clerical, secretarial type of work, and even, when I got married and in my 30s and everything, I, that was what I did. And I did not realize that I was being prepared to run a nonprofit. And so those things help us grow into our assignment. So whoever you are that's listening right now, I'm talking to you. Don't give up trying to find out what your assignment is. And those that know your assignment and you haven't totally embraced it yet, don't give up. Just keep surrendering yourself to that assignment. you will get to that place where you embrace and you get past those negative thoughts in your mind. And I've said this at another Tuesday tea time, but write down some positive affirmations about yourself, so that you could change the way that you think about yourself. Because some of us have been told that we'll never mount to anything. Some of us been told that nobody cares about us and all these things like that. But you know what? Let me tell you, start caring about yourself, because it's very important how you think about yourself more than it is about what everybody else think about you. And really, I had to get past that my own self. And the people pleasing thing, and caring about what everybody else think and all this kind of stuff. And you got to get past what everybody else think about you. And you got to start thinking the right thoughts about your own self. Because, there are people out there that they believe their assignment is to tear you down or prevent you from ever embracing your assignment. And you cannot allow them to determine for you what you're going to do in life. And you just got to have that attitude, that bulldog attitude, that I'm what, it don't matter. I'm gonna do this. I believe in myself. I'm capable of doing this. I enjoy doing this, and there's a reason for it, because that's your assignment. And I enjoy what I'm doing. And oh my goodness, there are challenges to what I'm doing. And so, I do my other assignment. I co-pastor with my husband, and we share the pulpit. And so I preach, with along with my husband, I preach and I do the administrative work. And there's a lot of times that people will try to silence your voice. And people say things to you, and people can be cruel and mean, and sometimes we all go through stuff, but you have to tell yourself, no, no. Whether you believe in me or not doesn't matter. What matters is whether I believe in me. And if a person can stop you from believing in yourself, then you're defeated. So I want to tell you to be encouraged. Take courage, my friend. Whatever your assignment is, you can do it. Okay? Now you can believe that. Okay, there's something I wanted to share with you. Okay, here we go. I want to give you a few pointers before we leave on what can help you embrace your assignment. Okay. Now, this worked for me, and I know that some of it, was my issues. And one is be selfless. Don't think about uh, your lack of ability in doing things. Don't let your thoughts of lack inhibit you from embracing your assignment, because really you can do it, and you were created to do it. So, which means that you were equipped. And if you get too caught up in yourself and thinking, what am I worth? Or, how can I do this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to be out in front of people. That was me. I did not want to be out in front of people. But you got to get past what um, the things that you don't want to do. You got to get past the fear. You got to get past all that stuff, because there are people that need to hear your voice. There are people that need your products. There are people that need your artwork. There are people that need whatever your assignment is, because the world can't go around without people. Okay. So a lot of the people that are doing their assignment, they became selfless. And so that's one, work on that. Two, keep your thoughts under surveillance. I've said that already, because your negative thoughts will defeat you. And whatever we believe about ourselves and our ability comes true for us. Okay? So you can do it. That's what I'm going to say. So keep your thoughts under surveillance. And anytime your thoughts try to tell you that you're not enough, you're not enough. You're not enough. When you hear that self-talk going on in your mind, you can believe the opposite. You are enough, because all the negative thoughts, all the negative words are always the opposite of what the truth really is. And you can bank on that. Okay. Number 3, take courage and move out of your own way. I had to do that. I had to take courage. And you know what? Sometimes I still gotta, talk to myself and encourage myself and build myself up, and get out of my own way of not wanting to be out in front, or not wanting to, make mistakes. We all, most of us, we don't want to make mistakes, but you're going to make them. You know what? There's sometimes I say stuff and I'm like, oh man, I go back and listen. I'm like, oh, I pronounced that word wrong or something like that, but it's all in the process of learning. It's all in the process of embracing your assignment in life. And so what? Everybody messes up. So what? Everybody has a skeleton in their closet. Quit pointing fingers at each other, because no one is better than no one else or anyone else. See what I'm saying? So, do your assignment, and I guarantee you will feel fulfilled, because it brings fulfillment and it emits a light, a radiance from the inside, shining out of you. Your confidence increases, how good you feel about yourself, and you can deal with the challenges in life. And remember that they come to make you better. And so you can do whatever your assignment is in life, whatever your assignment is, have been given to you in life. Embrace it. Work on embracing it. If you don't know it, work on finding what that is. Okay. All right. So I'm so thankful for all of you that have joined us for Tuesday Tea Time. And I just want to say to you that I love you. I appreciate your support, and I'm out. And remember, as always, walk in wisdom. All right. Have a great night.